Greetings from TaiyangNews. I am Shravan Chunduri, Head of Technology at TaiyangNews. The team of TaiyangNews is on the floors of Renewable Energy India Expo here in Greater Noida. Right now, I am at the booth of UHP, so one of major utility solution provider to the solar manufacturers, and right now I am with Manjunath, who is the managing director of UHP. So Manjunath will tell us more about what's UHP is doing in these days. So Manjunath, solar is currently booming in terms of manufacturing, and everyone is doing either vertical, parallel integration. So as an important utility solution provider, how do you see this growth, and what's your take on this?
Hi, thank you for this opportunity to express our opinion about this industry. And I would like to go back a bit in the milestones or timelines. We have seen this industry picking up 30 megawatt as a line size, and today we're talking about 5 giga, 10 giga scales, right? So it's a huge order of growth that we have seen. At the same time, this industry is heavily dependent on a lot of equipments, infrastructure coming from outside. Having said that, with this kind of a growth, it offers a lot of opportunity for many players in the industry. Be it manufacturing a cell or a module is one part of it, and also offers opportunity for a lot of equipment engineering and a lot of consumables like gases, chemicals, metal paste, and any that you can think of. So it's a huge opportunity thrown upon people on a very short duration. It was not the case 2 years back. In just 2 years of span, the size of opportunities offering to the industry is humongous.
And how much is the competition for you from, let's say, our neighbor China? So do you what, and here what are your strengths, and where you are getting huge competition?
See, it always looks on a piece of paper. Anybody who want to put up an investment, they will always look at how the CAPEX is, how my ROI is, right? If somebody is offering them at a lower cost, will always be attractive for any investors, no doubts about it. But what we have seen a lot of case studies, competition from the neighbor is definitely there, no doubts. We have to acknowledge that competition. At the same time, there are a lot of weaknesses in that threat that is coming from outside. Investors have seen challenges of delays in the project and the future support of such kind of infrastructure that is being set up for the cell production. People have, in reality, lost at least 10 times of the CAPEX savings because of the delays and because of the lack of support. Just for one day, if a line is down for 1 giga, it is 84 lakh of rupees loss for 1 giga. And imagine a infrastructure what we set up, and if we cannot support the customer for one day, that's amount lost, right? People to come from abroad to support this is impossible.
And maybe one step back. So actually, the aspiring manufacturers of India, do they really understand the value of the utility? Because it's CAPEX wise at certain level, I mean at lower capacities level, it is as good as the CAPEX, right? And okay, if you are increasing the scale, this can go down per megawatt or per gigawatt, but usually it's pretty important. But all these guys who are roaming around and they want to say, okay, we want to make cell lines, do they understand the criticality of this very important piece of the production?
See, a lot of these opportunities people are exploring are primarily driven by the ROIs. Okay, it's a pure financial interest which drags them into, attracts them. So having come into this domain to explore further, they initially see, okay, my CAPEX has to be low, my ROI has to be good, only then I'll invest. But the moment they keep their feet inside, they start seeing that wetness of, okay, how deep is the water, right? Then they start understanding the challenges of how my CAPEX has to be optimized, what should be my scale. It can't be just putting a 1 giga and expect me to, I will put up later. After that, this money will help me to grow the next capacity. That's gone. The industry is about 3 to 4 giga as the a feasible size where your utilities cost would be the most optimum. The moment you cross 4, 5, then again utilities has to be replicated. It cannot be just going exponentially. So that is a scale, and a lot of people who have gone ahead with 1 to 2 giga capacities in the last year, today they are coming back and saying, no, we have stopped the project. We have started scouting for a new land, so we can put up a 3 or 4 giga in the same land, so we can optimize the utilities. So our kind of association with such customers of educating them has really helped them to change their mindset from putting up 1 to 2 giga to now 3 to 4 giga capacities. So we are able to bring that change in the investors' mind by showing them the numbers, how it can help them to optimize the cost of CAPEX.
So CAPEX and OPEX, basically you are, as a utility solution provider, you really come to the OPEX part for a PV manufacturer. But is there also an OPEX part of your own infrastructure, and is it also important for the overall OPEX of the factory versus CAPEX?
Yeah. See, in our case, OPEX is very, very limited, except to the cost of the power, right? We don't have any consumables which we drive. Customers will buy gases, chemicals, metal paste, all those things coming from the other sources. But our equipments, if I have not designed it well, if our team tries to take a buffer of safety or a under design to meet the CAPEX cost limitations, either case, we will land up into much higher OPEX, right? So that is where the investors or the owners have to be wary of it. It is not just the CAPEX part, it's also about the OPEX, how the power cost of driving. Because talk about clean rooms, a huge power cost of managing the clean rooms. You talk about exhaust system, huge power cost, right? So you talk about the entire chemical dispensing, the amount of compressed air you have to consume is huge. So all these things has a huge play on the OPEX part of the solar cell.
Great. And anything new solution or any innovation you have done in the recent times in terms of utility solutions, in few words, can you explain?
Okay, as a DNA in our company, every year we do something new. Okay. So if I have to go back to 18 years of history, you can see every year there's something new. The latest that we have done, so I can quote that, we used to import a lot of this dry chemisorption technology for managing the toxic gases abatement, right? So with a collaboration approach with the German company, we have kind of done the entire localization of the abatement solution, where we build the entire automation, the mechanical part of it. We have also gone ahead to customize the granules which will do the chemisorption feature. And then we also know how to mix that proportion of the granules of different molecules. If you do it for phosphine mixed with a germane, let's say, or a silane, we know exactly how it can be done. So we've gone back with a collaboration with the German company and came with that kind of a combination of the molecules, what we should use. So today we are able to offer at half the cost of a similar equipment which used to be earlier imported from Europe or any other part.
Very interesting. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Have a nice show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.